I'm Emily Hayes, Senior Writer with Script and the Pink Sheet. I'm here at the Biotech Showcase 2017 meeting, and I'm here with Mike Clayman. He's the CEO of Flexion Therapeutics, which is based in the Boston area. He's going to tell us a little bit about a pain medication that was just filed with the FDA.
Thank you, Emily. Yeah, we just filed our new product, Zilretta, with the agency in the first half of December. This is a product that's formulated as a sustained release steroid. It's injected into the knee for the pain of osteoarthritis of the knee. This represents, we think, an important advance in a field that has lacked innovation for a number of years. Osteoarthritis is incredibly common as a disease state. 30 million patients in the US have osteoarthritis. 15 million of those have osteoarthritis of the knee, and about 5 million patients a year receive knee injections for osteoarthritis pain. Those injections work modestly, and the data we have to date would suggest the potential for our product to confer better, longer pain relief than what's out there. It turns out that osteoarthritis is actually a tremendously debilitating, even devastating disease for patients. From the time you're diagnosed with osteoarthritis, you have a 50% lifetime risk of needing to have your knee replaced. In addition, 50% of patients who are treated for osteoarthritis are treated with opioids, which is a terrible therapy for a chronic condition like this. And in fact, the opioids don't even confer very good pain relief for chronic osteoarthritis pain. So to be able to develop a new medicine that confers amongst the largest pain relief signals seen in clinical trials for osteoarthritis pain, to see improvements not only in terms of pain relief, but functional improvements so people can enjoy the activities of daily living better, gives to us an opportunity to deliver a medicine that matters to patients who can't get that medicine soon enough.
But presumably you would be competing with generic steroids that can be injected?
That's exactly right. Generic steroids are injected in 4 million patients a year to date. And while they confer good pain relief, it's of limited duration because none are formulated to stay in the joint for any time at all. So you inject into the joint the immediate release steroids, the currently available steroids. They flood out of the joint in a matter of days to a week or so. And pain relief that is good initially wanes after 2 to 4 weeks. And by convention, steroids are not injected any more often than every 3 months. So you have a circumstance where a patient comes in, gets a steroid injection, gets good pain relief, and wants to have another injection in 3 weeks, and they're told come back in another 2 months. That's why for many patients, their first steroid injection is their last steroid injection because it's not an adequately satisfying experience for them. We formulated Zilretta to provide steroid in joint for 3 months, so you get not only good pain relief, but prolonged pain relief. And the happy surprise to us in our clinical trials was we not only got better pain relief, we not only got longer pain relief, we got better pain relief than with the steroid. So we believe that based on the clinical data we have to date, we have a meaningful advantage over existing therapy, and that as a result, patients will, we expect, have the real possibility of preferring, and physicians preferring Zilretta over existing therapy.
And have you thought through the pricing strategy?
We have.
You would need to offer enough value for payers to think it's worthwhile to...
Absolutely. No, that's a great question. And historically, as far as the company is concerned, before we put a dime into the development of Zilretta, we conducted our initial market research to explore this very question. If you had a new steroid that conferred longer pain relief, because that was a question at the time, could you reasonably expect to get a premium price for it? The initial market research was encouraging. Since that time, we've done 7 rounds of market research, payer research, covering over 100 million lives, and we now have, we believe, convincing data that payers will support a price in the range of $500 per dose. Realize that for payers,
And that compares to steroids how?
steroids are very inexpensive. They're $10 to $20 a dose. But the other existing therapy in this class are hyaluronic acids, things like Synvest, which charge on average around $600 a dose and barely separate from placebo in controlled clinical trials. So much so that the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons recently came out in their guidelines indicating that they could not recommend the use of hyaluronic acids for reasons of lack of efficacy. Yet most plans cover them. They generate over $800 million a year in sales in the U.S. and the benefit that we demonstrate with Zilretta, at least by historical comparison, far outstrips that available with hyaluronic acid. Realize that payers are looking at patients who will ultimately go on to knee replacement in many cases. That's a very expensive surgical procedure for the plan to cover. It can be as much as $50,000 all in. Anything that could delay the decision to have your knee replaced, a decision that's based on pain refractory to available therapies, is something that could allow certain members of a plan to age out into Medicare and then move from the payers' roles to the government roles, which is a huge consideration for many payer plans.
Can you share your commercial strategies, seeing as you've just recently filed the NDA?
Sure. We've been preparing for commercialization for 2 years now. We hired Dan Deerdorf as our head of commercial. Dan ran marketing for the Synvest franchise, which became the dominant market entrant in the hyaluronic acid space, selling over $400 million a year. Dan understands this space deeply, and since we've hired him, he has hired an infrastructure in commercial that covers marketing, market access, sales, and commercial operations. We've hired the next tier down from sales, and we'll be hiring regional sales directors and sales reps in the coming months, some of them on a contingent basis as we await the approval of the product. This is a domain that many of our people know well. They have relationships with prescribing physicians. They know practices. They understand how this product is sold. They understand the distribution pathways, the reimbursement challenges that can exist for this therapy, for any therapy in this space. And we believe we've hired deeply expert professionals that have the kind of domain expertise that will put us in good stead. I'll mention that we're in the fortunate circumstance of having raised sufficient capital to aggressively fund our commercial launch. And as Dan Deerdorf is fond of saying, we are leaving absolutely nothing to chance in that launch.
What are your expectations for the regulatory review?
Yeah, so the agency, the FDA, has given Zilretta fast track designation. That means the FDA recognizes osteoarthritis as a serious disease and recognizes the potential for Zilretta to confer meaningful advantage over existing therapies. As a result, it's reasonable to expect the agency might confer priority review status on this product. We'll know that in early February. If it gets priority review, that's a 6-month clock. If it gets standard review, it's a 10-month clock. In either case, we are expecting an approval this year and a launch to follow very shortly thereafter.
And just one final question. Would you like to share observations of the meeting so far?
Well, this is kind of the premier gathering place for the whole industry. And we come every year. We have back-to-back meetings with investors, with bankers, with companies, because we're looking to build our pipeline. And for us, it has been consistently and regularly not only productive, but a highlight of the year. So we wouldn't miss it. I will take the liberty of kind of extending one other thing. I think the one thing that we want to make clear is that we've been very fortunate and very rigorous in attracting an outstanding cadre of professionals to Flexion. We've grown from my co-founder and myself 9 years ago to 100 people today. We'll grow to over 200 people in the course of this year. And we have been very thoughtful about hiring people who not only have deep domain expertise and experience, but are good cultural fits for our very dynamic, upbeat, respectful culture. It's a great, in my humble opinion, it's a great place to work. And one of my highest priorities is to maintain and grow that culture as we grow the number of people who work there. Our vision for Flexion is we have an opportunity to become a great company on the back of Zilretta's success, with that success fueling the development of other pipeline candidates over the course of time.
Thanks, Dr. Clayman.
Thank you.